So we got some news coming in right now. WBC has now made Devin Haney the champion in recess. They upgraded Alberto Puello from intern to full WBC champion. They also want Puello to defend versus Sandro Martin next, with the Gary Antoine Russell, the guy he just defeated, being the mandatory for the winner of that fight. I know a lot of people said happening right now. It's a lot of situations where things like this happen. Lomachenko was in a situation where he lost to Devin Haney last year, and now this year he turns right around and he fights a guy like Cambosis, and now he's in a position where he can fight either Shakur Stevenson or Tank Davis to his liking. So right now, if people was thinking, okay, that doesn't sound right, it happens all the time. Guys come off losses and they have plenty of opportunities to get a fight. When you're fighting lots of times, over and over and over, that tends to happen. I know with Teofimo Lopez has happened plenty of times. He's been in a position to fight Josh Taylor after the Sando Martin fight, and then after the Cambosis fight, he had opportunity to do other things, but it just didn't happen. So he's also had an opportunity to fight Tank Davis, but it was with a rehydration clause allegedly. But with all that being said, Devin Haney, he's gonna put himself in a position where he can do whatever he needs to. But that's the WBC who made this situation, or they made this call. He doesn't run the WBC. So with that being said, if this is a situation they want to go to, that's fine. They could have just did this before Pulo and Gary Antoine Russell even fought. With a lot of talent at 140, a lot of people feel like this is being rushed, and Gary Antoine Russell shouldn't be in this position, but he only has one loss. It's a close loss. It'll be probably best if they could probably do a rematch. I don't know why it was a fight that was talked about a lot. This fight was talked about more than the Matias fight. Matias losing. To be honest with you, Gary Antoine Russell losing was just as big of a deal as Sabrina Matias losing to most of these fans. So I was surprised that Gary Antoine Russell was this talked about recently. He hasn't been this talked about when the whole Sabrina Matias situation was going on. So with him being in this position, I'm not surprised. It was a close fight. It wasn't a blowout domination like everybody says it was. Um, but at the end, he'll be able to get back in position and fight Pulo, depending on if Sandro Martin doesn't come out with the victory or not, or if he does. If he does come out with the victory, then Sandro Martin will be next. But it just helps the 140 division move along. I'm glad Devin Haney is in a position where he doesn't have to rush anything right now. He's been fighting guys pretty much every couple of months. I know the Ryan Garcia fight happened in April. He fought in December. He took time off last year after the Lomachenko fight, but it was only uh, 5 or 6 months until he fought Regis Prograis. So he's fighting frequently, and these are not small fights. It might be small to somebody who's not really interested in watching the guys who's not champions. You know, most people just want to see champions fight, but a lot of these guys definitely put in a lot of work. Pulo, he's definitely put in a lot of work fighting different guys at different levels, different promotional companies. So I think this is a good option for everybody that's involved. It also gives Gary Antoine Russell a chance to rewrite his wrongs as far as a rematch. If he wants to be smart about it, he does have 100% KO rate, so he needs to go out there and KO this guy. That's the best way you can guarantee that you're gonna get a victory. Now you getting a second shot at it. Next time you go out there, need to get that knockout. Definitely. So all these people are in position to get rematches. Devin Haney will be able to get a rematch from Ryan Garcia. A lot of people feel a certain way about Gary Russell actually getting a rematch because he lost, but they want to see Devin Haney get a rematch, and they're acting like uh, Devin Haney's not really that good of a fighter and everything else, and the loss was just so bad. But you want to see him rematch though. They want to see him rematch Ryan Garcia. Like we had a lot of close fights recently. I've never seen somebody get destroyed like fans say, and you want to see a rematch. Nobody on earth can explain that to me. Like I've said, I'm a person who listens to human beings on this earth, so I'm a lot more smarter than people are because people don't listen these days. But like I said, I haven't seen people walk around these days. And Tank Davis had one of the closest fights I've seen with Eastside Cruz, and he's not having a rematch. But now, years later, people say, "Yeah, we want to see a rematch." So I can't really wait on the fans to feel like what they want to feel. I just stick to the facts, and a lot of people are begging. We got 140 is one of the deepest divisions ever. Ryan Garcia's name is not being mentioned with anybody else at this time, even if he wasn't suspended. Before he got suspended, nobody was mentioning his name with anybody. Virgil Ortiz was the guy who called him out. Nobody was interested in that because they know what time it is. But overall, I definitely feel like this is gonna work out for all parties. This is normal. It happens. But this is gonna help out boxing. 140 is definitely jumping. There's a lot of guys making some moves. Like I said, these young guys run boxing now. All these older guys in 30 and up, if your name's not Terrence Crawford or somebody like that, you're not really doing anything right now. We're not really paying attention to what you got going on. You will be left behind. You will be a dinosaur. You will be a fossil. So if you don't get in the ring soon, I know everybody focusing on Lomachenko. Lomachenko that made big enough fights to where he can keep his name involved. But everybody else, I don't know. Maybe Munguia will be able to keep somebody like Canelo's name floating around, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? We'll see going on down the line, but it's not really too much excitement around people. But it seems like it's a lot of excitement around guys like I said, I'm very surprised that Gary Antoine Russell's name was mentioned as much as it was. We had Matias the Boogeyman that lost on the same night as Gary Russell. And Gary Russell's name has just been appearing more and more and more. But that's all I got. Like and subscribe.